library or some other shit at some stairs, and she'll have to run the entire way through the house to reach it. Now you've got an entire half of the house to explore while she's
So yeah, this is the Nuzloke.
Obviously,
I'm gonna put it in
the opposite direction.
set battles feed because I am
She gets her steps in, and you get
all
to
of my
potentially
friends.
not be slain with a guillotine.
Don't tell them that. Alright. Is there a way for me to speed up this emulator? Objective fact, you're in the wrong place. I'm applying ownership. I'm talking about the things I find noteworthy, like the font used in his title screen. Look at that. Isn't that a goddamn cowboy font? Well, guys. You just pick with it.
Retired, but I am not. Anyway, one of my favorite qualities in a villain is being imperfect. Remember what I said about Granny being distracted by sound? Sometimes, and by sometimes I mean frequently, she will give herself a fright by knocking something over. Not only is that hilarious, but it can also be a genuine problem when she does this, because it means she's no longer falling for your distractions. Whereas the others have to be a bit more aggressive or planned in their application. This means that sometimes you'll be walking around and the frozen head of grandmother will roll through a door at you like that one horror.
Right, sorry, I'm just watching a video because
once I was also able
literally
to use frozen granny as a piece of movement tech by warping
brain rot that I need like something else.
That's something
I like Pokemon's a slow game.
And you know, power to her. She doesn't get angry at you for sedating or shooting or crushing or exploding or boiling or freezing her. I know I'd be a bit peeved, but she's well above that. You can make her angry though, and I find the cause pretty righteous, because she has two pets, a cute little bird and hell with legs. Both of Granny's pets are potentially key items, much like I hope all of your pets do, and there are different ways to distract them in order to reach said items. However, you don't have to distract them. You can just fucking kill them with a gun. This is one of the two ways you can make Granny angry, and when she's angry, she is substantially faster and more dangerous. And her eyes get really, really hot in the temperature sense. Honestly, I love that you get to choose how to deal with the pets. Feed them or kill them. A lot of games would give you that choice and then be praised for containing tough moral choices. The other way you can make Granny angry is by going for the fourth ending of the game, which involves our old friend, Slendrina. In a little hidden
Alright guys,
you can find
watch me that I'll get a shiny.
The same one from Slendrina the school, which, if
but
you
I
recall, was the
guarantee you
in that game.
Gonna be a
Granny
shiny.
follows no such laws. As soon as you pick it up, she will beeline towards you with great speed and hatred. However, if you can evade her, you can place this teddy bear into a cot in the attic, which summons a visage of Slendrina, who just stands there with a palpable sense of grandeur as her theme plays.
Never mind, it's not
this, if you go to the door ending as normal, you will get a secret where Granny, distracted by the teddy bear and potentially pacified by the ghost of Slendrina, lets you leave. I like the motif, as cliche and silly as it is, that returning the childhood toy of Slendrina is the key to keeping that family from hurting people. It's like a little reminder of who they were before whatever the fuck happened to them happened. No jokes here. It's genuinely just a nice bit of storytelling. Which, once again, A Quiet Place, The Road Ahead could never fucking achieve. Now, before I move on to the next topic, I have some notes that I wanted to include, but couldn't fit them in naturally when talking about the game, so here they are. There's an optional nightmare mode that you can turn on, which acts as, effectively, an additional difficulty button. Turning that on adds rats and Venus flytraps and red. Most of my nightmares have my teeth falling out and me being late for a school that I've not attended for years, but rats and such are pretty spooky too. Even on nightmare mode, the scariest thing in the house is still her fucking horrible spider pet, even if the wretched bog witch's rat companions are a little annoying when they come to nibble at your ankles. I realize I haven't spoken at all about the jump scare you get when you're killed. If you know it's coming, it's not too bad, but if Granny catches you off guard, it can be genuinely really startling. She, or maybe we, let out a horrid scream when it happens, and it's genuinely quite disconcerting, as is blunt force trauma to the skull. Another thing I haven't spoken about is the game's name. Now, it might not seem like a topic worth discussing. The game is called Granny, and it is about Granny. Case closed. But I feel like horror game devs have this insatiable urge to give their games the most dramatic or ominous names possible.
Well, you see, guys,
doesn't try too hard to be edgy at all. It could have been something like
it doesn't count
Precursor,
because
or Mother's Shadow.
oh yeah, we haven't gotten
Bloodline, Divergent
yet.
Fate, or even something absurd.
It's my
like
excuse, guys.
Remothers,
No, I mean
Tormented
it's not an
Fathers,
excuse.
which-
It is
Oh, for fuck's sake,
It's,
Stormont Games.
it's,
But no, it's just called Granny, and that rocks. And finally, somebody
See?
followed me on Twitch while I was trying to
Like
hide from
nothing
Granny,
happened.
and it popped up on OBS. Thanks, I am a froggy, you scared the hell out of me. And that's about all I want to talk about from my experience playing the game myself. But I'm not done talking about the game at large, because there's some really interesting things to note about the popularity and culture surrounding it. Because when it first came around, you couldn't escape it. I first heard about it from John Wolfe playing it, but others like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, and Yami Mash of Sad Satan fame all played it too, among countless others. And I don't mean countless as in uncountable, I mean countless as in don't worry about it. The entire Let's Play genre of YouTuber got in on the action, and a lot of that has continued all the way to today. The game is still incredibly popular. So why is it that when you look up Granny Review on YouTube, there is almost nothing there, and almost all of the existing reviews and analyses of the game are almost entirely either negative, short, or just
101.
describing what the game is in very neutral terms. There are a lot of lore videos, and that should be noted, but those are a different beast. I'm talking about the game here, not just the surrounding
what-
lore, which, by the
in
way,
what
I know very little about.
101,
Now,
what
it could be
Pokemon
due to
do
the
we
fact that
get?
the game is, much like Slendrina, largely aimed towards, or at least very accommodating of, a young audience. That would explain the hate the game gets. People like to mock anything they view as kids stuff. You know, in the same way a
Gee, what's my
13-year-old
nature?
might mock an 8-year-old for cuddling a teddy bear at night, with the
Should
cruel
you?
irony there being that the 13-year-old will one
modest.
day realize that they were
Good?
the one that was cringe.
Oh wait, I
Either
think that's
that,
good.
or they'll start using profile pictures that look like this and tweeting
I
about
think
how the
that's
West
good
has
because that
fallen
ups
from
my
their parents'
special
condo in
and
fucking
special and
Woodland, Wyoming.
physical
That's a weak
split
explanation
in
because the space
in
for reviewing a variety of mascot horror games is enormous, and those also tend to have either a young audience or a very mixed one. And that, my friends, is half of what I call the Granny phenomenon, where a game that is so popular, so well known even outside of those who have played it, so genuinely fun and charming and accessible,
oh wait,
is shown
decreases
almost
special
no
effect.
respect by the critics, the analysts, and the journalists. It's similar
What
to what
Pokemon are we
happened
gonna
with
get?
Slendrina, but more tragic, because you can point to most Slendrina
Okay,
games
sure.
and say, cool, they're Slender clones, whatever, and at least your dismissal is understandable if misguided. But Granny is so clearly its own entity, and yet it gets the same treatment. However, like I said, that's only half of the phenomenon, and that's the sad half. Because while pundits like me may have ignored Granny and any potential impact or value it may have, I know people who didn't. Other game developers. And let me tell you, when Granny spoke, they listened. Remember at the top of the video when I mentioned some games and developers who have had a huge impact on the industry? Of those, the one most relevant today, which is in
I think that
2024 for
is
those of you in
the
future,
worst
or
one we
those
could
of you
get.
who aren't quite sure of when they are, would be Puppet Combo. Now, to give Puppet Combo
think.
credit for the entirety of the current
And
retro horror
its
craze,
nature,
would be
it
oversimplifying things
has
massively. It's a complex subject
Bold
with many
nature.
contributing factors, which I'd love to make a video about someday. But of all of those factors, Puppet Combo is the easiest to pick.
Wow.
down, and it's also one of the earliest major players too.
It's a
2013's Babysitter Bloodbath and 2015's Power Drill Massacre were some of the first big hits in the subgenre, and they saw a lot of airtime in Let's Plays and whatnot back then. And over the years there were some other incredibly popular games like 2017's Night Ripper and 2020's Murder House, as well as several others. But 2022's
thing that I can
Stay Out of the
actually
House
talk
is
with.
what I want to talk about here. It is one of the best reviewed indie horror games of the last ever, with it being praised for its premise, atmosphere, and heavy focus on gameplay. And all of
what
that
do I name
is
the
entirely
zigzag
earned. The game is brilliant. It even made IGN's list of the best horror games ever. But then again, so did Slender the 8 Pages and Dead by Daylight, so who knows? Let me quickly summarize it. You are kidnapped by an insane killer after approaching their rural home.
Yes,
You are given a few
zigzag
days to
would be
solve
good
various
as a
chains
game,
of
I
puzzles
think.
around the house in order to make your escape.
As a
All while making use of
HM6,
various
but,
claustrophobic hidey holes, audio distractions, and weapons to either avoid or deter the roaming antagonist.
He's
Picking up what I'm putting down?
quiet
And
picture.
no, I do not mean the bear traps. This game is Granny.
Wow,
It's
I am
astonishingly
not getting the
similar to
best of
Granny
it.
in several ways. Not only is the gameplay loop the same, not only is the premise more or less the same, but even the goddamn building you're in is very reminiscent. The biggest differences are in the actual puzzles themselves, some of which require reading and codes and whatnot, similar to the more standard escape room formula. But even then, most of the puzzles aren't that. They're just one-to-one comparable to Granny's. I mean, look, there's even an interesting Granny-type character in the game,
Now.
and I bet she's immortal too.
we could spend like
And there are arguments to be made
hours
that
of
Stay Out of the
grinding.
House is a bit more complex.
we could
than
spend
Granny,
hours of
as things
grinding.
change between the various days, like your spawn points and the enemy
Or-
behavior. But then there are also
Just hear
things
me
like
out.
item placements and their shuffling, which I find to be a bit more varied in Granny. Now, all of this is not to say that Puppet Combo necessarily took direct inspiration from Granny, but it definitely feels that way. The Granny-like subgenre is not a wholly
just
unique
hear me
one.
out.
It takes a lot of cues from classic survival horror games with its puzzles, as well as more modern ones with its gameplay. And it's not out of the question to imagine that blend being independently reached by someone else as well as Developer. In fact, this isn't even the first Puppet Combo game to have this formula. That would be Nun Massacre from 2018, but even that was still released nearly a full year after Granny. And yeah, Granny had a number of updates over the years that improved it and added more complexity, but the basic formula was still there. And it was still effective. And yet,
Wait, what is
again,
this?
Granny is almost never
Who gave
mentioned
me
when
so
Stay Out
much
of the
rare
House or Nun
candy?
Massacre are brought up. Instead, you get games
What?
like Alien Isolation.
I guess the gods really
onto the credit,
really
which
like
is
me.
understandable. That game certainly has a lot of similarities with its antagonist, but there are way more things in common between Granny and Stay Out of the House than Stay Out of the House
Oh.
and Alien. You know, like the presence of rats.
No,
Are rats a requirement
I
in a
appreciate-
Granny-like? I think, like I mentioned earlier, one of the main
I
reasons this gets so
appreciate
much
it,
vocal
you know.
praise compared to Granny is a matter of optics. Developer is known for accessible and more outwardly silly games, whereas Puppet Combo has sort of been an icon for genuinely terrifying and graphic ones. And yet, here they are, looking very similar. I've heard people say that Stay Out of the House is something of an immersive sim, which kind of begs the question, is Granny an immersive sim? There really aren't that many differences between the two. Did Developer, in his successor to a Slender clone series, create a robust and accessible immersive sim for mobile? Don't answer that. I don't want that discussion. Trying to determine if something is an immersive sim is like being Sisyphus, but if there were 1,000 very loud and
Right.
very
New route, new route.
currently online Twitter
Let's
users
hope we-
pushing the giant boulder in every other
Wait,
direction.
what can we
Immerse
get
yourself
or
in the
not?
outdoors, guys, and please stop using the word discourse. It's
In
not
the new
discourse,
route.
you're just seeing who can yell louder into the abyss. But anyway, the whole point of this is to say that Puppet Combo, the developer who is, at least in part, responsible for
what
inspiring
can
the
we
likes of
get?
the Fears to Fathom games, Chilla's Art games, Haunted PS1, and really any other retro-themed horror game, was likely himself inspired by Granny for one of his most well-received projects. And that, my friends, is the Granny phenomenon. For we have a game that receives next to no praise or recognition
You
from us
ri-
wannabe critics, armchair experts, and dreaded video essayists. But the people who actually make games, the very games we tend to idolize, they get it. But Puppet Combo is only one example of a successful and popular developer that has made a great Granny-like game. There is one other company that has made a game so spectacular that it was not only one of the best horror games
We could get
of the year when it
Pucciana.
came out, but it is also, far and away, the best Granny-like in
Oh, I
its
could have gotten Lotad. Okay,
And hey, if
Shit.
you didn't like this video's
Fuck.
concept, just be
Wait,
thankful
look,
I
that's
didn't
really
make my
good.
other idea.
Don't
The
need
bunker
it.
is the best granny-like out there. You
Whatever
fuckers thought I
god
was
there
joking?
is that's watching me here.
Frictional Games are one of the most well-respected horror game companies out there. Amnesia: The Dark Descent alone is one hell of a resume, but the Penumbra games plus Soma means that they are nearly unparalleled when it comes to their influence and presence in contemporary horror. Sure, A Machine for Pigs got mixed reviews, but they didn't make that one. Rebirth isn't everyone's cup of tea, I know it's not mine, but it also has its diehard fans. But then there was The Bunker. Frictional sometimes gets some flack for popularizing the run and or hide type gameplay that has largely, but not entirely, dominated the genre for the last 15 or so years. And they seem to take that flack personally, because The Bunker is one of the most gameplay-first horror games of recent times. Between its heavy resource management, flexible, dare I say,
shit, I
immersive
forgot.
sim-like problem solving,
Dark
potential for combat,
damage water.
escape room-style puzzles and item hunting, as well as the traditional
It's
frictional
free.
run and hide
Fine.
gameplay physics interactions, it truly is one of the most full gameplay packages in the genre, and it still manages to be an uncompromising, atmospheric horror masterclass. And yes, I'm calling it a granny-like. While Stay Out of the House is very direct with its similarities, Amnesia: The Bunker
Okay.
is a little more subtle. It does away with the days
Yeah, you're
as
free.
lives mechanic and instead gives you only one life, and substitutes that with a more old-school Resident Evil-style save room to stop you from losing.
I don't
your
recommend
Stay
speeding
Out
up
of the House
during
actually
fights
has something
actually.
similar, so it's kind
You
of a hybrid
will
between the two.
lose.
And instead of giving you little hidey holes and tunnels to crawl around in,
I say
it
this
gives
because,
those
like,
to the monster, which puts you
I've
on a
lost
back
because
foot.
I've sped
But
up.
other than that, it's kind of just granny, but frictional flavored,
I
which
know.
is easily in my top 3 flavors, next to Iron Brew and
You just
Fade
don't-
Hubris. Not only is the
don't
gameplay loop
keep doing
more or
this.
less the same, but even the game's difficulty options are similar, albeit expanded, and there are even weird little details like the villain being able to be pacified through the use of
This
its
is where my
head.
dad like
Well,
talks about
a rabbit, but it's
stuff.
the same principle. I mean, this game even has the rats. Why don't any games
I
let you
shouldn't
play
speak out,
as
actually.
rat people? Blizzard, you're the closest. Get on it.
I say I
Let me
shouldn't,
be a
but, like,
kobold
I
with
see.
a gun. I could list all the ways in which Amnesia: The Bunker is similar to Granny, but honestly, I would just be repeating myself. You know the formula by now, and it applies almost one-to-one for this game. It's just a bit more complex. People will naturally gravitate more towards the Alien Isolation comparison because it's more on level with Frictional's games, but that comparison only really extends to the antagonist. Alien Isolation is a much more traditional linear horror game that's way more in line with the likes of The Dark Descent and Soma, whereas The Bunker is kind of a sandbox, at least as much of a sandbox
Yeah, I
as a
shouldn't-
game in a very cramped
it
set
will
of
be
areas can
very,
be,
very
much like
unlikely.
another game. Granny. Heard of it? I've apparently said the word granny around 80 times in this video, which once again makes me grateful that Developer did not call this progenitor, shattered offspring, or some shit. So seeing one of the biggest names in retro horror, Puppet Combo, and arguably the father of all contemporary horror games, Frictional, both deviate or alter their well-established formats to match that of a critically ignored mobile game is very nice. And I hope that's a very vindicating thing for all the Developer fans out there. Your boy's done well. I would talk more at length about Amnesia: The Bunker,
Alright,
but I've made a
let's see
whole
what we
video
get
about that in the
in Kind of
past,
Fruit
so go and
Woods.
check that out if you want to see some more information. Or just play it. It's really,
Yeah.
really fucking good. Now, of course, the tale of Granny does not end here. There are in fact 2 more games in the series, but I shan't be talking about them today. Though, if you guys want, I
We
definitely
should turn
can
off
in
the
the
cheat.
future.
Wow,
But
I
before
saw
end,
that was a.
there's something I
That's
wanted to
so
discuss in the
scary.
last
The
video.
fucking bad
Quite a
egg.
few people left comments
wait.
referencing Creepcast, the extremely popular channel from Reef Canyon and Wendigo. This is because I mentioned Baraska, Pen Pal, and the Pancake family, and
Oof.
apparently some or all of these have been featured on Creepcast. Unfortunately, I haven't watched or listened to Creepcast. Sorry guys, I've been meaning to, I just haven't gotten around to it yet. The reality is, I'm just old. Comparatively, I've known about these
I'm so
stories for
edgy,
a
I
very
can
long
s-
time now.
God.
I even mentioned some of them
Sometimes I
in
can
my
forget how
2020
edgy I can
review of
act.
the Slender Man movie. And a part of me was almost upset that people now associate these stories with a new outlet. That part of me went quiet really
Okay,
fast.
it's more than
because
half,
I
so
love
if
that
it's a
these
high
things are
roll,
still
I
finding
get
new ways of
to
reaching people.
leave raw
Sit there
if
and
you
be
think.
upset that
Yeah.
they are no longer these obscure, unique things that I was there for at the time, but
Wait, this is a
why would
new
I
route.
feel that way? Why is
Am I
that
stupid?
the natural response to this kind of thing? I have no idea. And one day, that feeling might come for you. Don't allow yourself to be a gatekeeper for something
Yeah, like-
innocuous and fun. Hell, if you're a fan of DV Loper, you might feel weird that someone like me has come
Like
along
one
as
here?
a relative newbie and decided to make a video on his games. You might feel that I don't have the right to talk about it because I wasn't there at the time and I didn't grow up with it. But instead, you should feel happy that it's still being talked about and still being appreciated in whatever way that might be. As the years go on, you will find more and more aspects of your life slipping into the past tense. Don't live life trying to claw those things back. Time comes for us all, my friends. You can't outrun him. You can take his hand as a friend, or be struck down by his scythe.
I haven't came
But
here
anyway, back
yet.
to
Yeah.
creepypastas, I know something quite fun about Creepcast. While I haven't yet watched any of their stuff, I know for a fact that they've been watching me.
Wait, a modest Lotat is really good.
Oh, shit, sorry, I just realized. At the start of the video, I said, and in some rare and sad cases, a popular game doesn't seem to have any impact on the genre whatsoever. I wasn't talking about Granny with that. I was talking about that one World War I game where you get chased around by a velociraptor or something like that. 1916 Der Unbekannte Krieg. I think that's the one. Yeah, what happened with that? Doctor Who point-and-click horror games on Newgrounds and Miniclip? I would certainly hope not, because yeah, these things can be silly and are far from the intensity of horror in more adult media, and you can
Sweet.
laugh them for that, as I had in this video towards Sandrina.
Hmm.
Actively critical or dismissive towards these things is just misguided and ignorant, or in the case of many content creators,
I would have liked
but I'll
this
talk about
Lotat or whatever.
and for newer horror fans, if you don't see that many, but not all,
Hey, I gotta get rid of the
horror
bad egg.
films have an age-agnostic appeal, and therefore a very large young audience, then those jokes I made earlier about turning Slandrina into an analog horror villain were aimed specifically at you. Sorry. To be able to create effective and accessible horror media that is fit for children
And that's-
without crossing
Yep,
any
no more
lines
bad egg.
or being exploitative is a real talent, and that's never a quality.
No more.
But this isn't where my praise for Slenderina ends in this regard, because it's a progression from the first game to the
Alright, let's see my.
game. DV Loper added in new mechanics, new types of scares, new enemy varieties, new uses of space and sound. Gradually, it became more and more complex until it eventually was what I consider to be more
Yeah, just see what I get.
intricate than most
Hopefully
other
something good.
horror
I have a
experiences
pitchy,
on the market
wait,
today.
can I
And it was a well-implemented,
manipulate
well-paced, and still
the RNG?
progression with no barrier to entry
Do I have-
whatsoever. To the point where I would say that playing all 10 games in order is one of, if not the best tutorial for modern horror game that you could hope for. And I'm being entirely serious. The next natural step would be something like Penumbra Overture. It would be a nearly seamless transition.
Thinking,
To be honest,
one book.
Overture
I would like a Taylor actually.
navigation into the mix, which not all games have. And again, I know I keep bringing it up, but it is important. All of these games were made for mobile.
I do.
That is
See.
astounding. And another great thing to see here is how deviant
I'll buy 5 just in case
progressed as well.
I need something else.
See where he tried things out.
Why in
You see where
5?
he experimented. You see where he found things that didn't quite work. And he did all of
Ah
this
shit, I can't really manipulate. But I can do it another time.
So,
But right now we have to get lucky. Ooh,
why
do
do
that.
people treat this
I got a
game
nugget.
or any similar ones
New gate.
because it's hard.
Yes,
Games,
okay.
they're all pretty
Good.
straightforward, but talking about the game,
I'll have darkness weaken it.
we've bred such a cynical atmosphere around gaming, and especially anything
Okay,
that could be
sure.
deemed as entry level or for a younger audience. And what this is translated to is that every game, or specifically in this case, every horror game, must be a Silent Hill 2 or a Dark Food or a Fear and Hunger, and that's just not true. Things things that are more accessible, things that are simpler,
Okay, this thing.
less edgy, less quote-unquote artistic, less serious, or even just less scary, are all still valid, and they deserve to be spoken about as such. But it's so easy to be cynical. It's so easy to be elitist or dismissive or appeal to the
Swallow is
insecure.
super good.
You can generate such cheap authority by setting an imaginary
Especially you give it like
everything beneath it. It's so common to
facade
see. It's everywhere and
after like
it's exhausting.
the fifth gym.
Online where the cultural taste is to
Yeah, after you give it
20
facade after the fifth gym and you
access to editing software, and I see
you
this
give
as
it
one
a
of them.
burn.
We are no authority. We're all too old for this weird high school level gatekeeping and way too young
But
to be
it,
experienced to
I
have
need to
the
check if
confidence
it has a
that we
guts.
seek.
I can't
It's
tell.
not to say that our
I can't
opinions
remember
don't
if
matter,
Hello
it's just to say that they're not
has guts normally
if
or does he have
anything
something
cynical
else.
towards, it's us, not the silly and fun
Yeah,
things like
guts.
Slendrina. Be
Okay,
cynical of
stab
people who mock
plus
and critique.
silk
Because,
silk scarf.
having your opinions
That'll be very
is not
crazy.
a good look, especially given
It'll
how
hit so
talented
hard
our
actually.
track record is as people. I would not be surprised to hear if content creators have the highest serious controversy per capita of any group. When put under a microscope, most of what we say is
Hey.
fine, but when it's not, we need to be called out on it. You need to recognize when you're having your opinions pandered to for the sake of views and engagement. You need to recognize when you're having opinions made for you, and yes, that includes right now. I'm not above anyone else. I've certainly done exactly what I'm criticizing people for, and who knows, I may fall into that trap again. Be wary. Just think of us as entertainers.
You only have a
If we
Pushiana, right?
bring up a good point or introduce you to new ideas, that's great. But take everything we say with a pinch of salt. When I
So level
started
9, okay,
designing
that's
apps,
scary.
expecting to find a game that I could mock and turn into video for, I ended up being met with a game series that was entirely charming, entirely full of authenticity, and entirely full of heart. And I can't ignore that, even if it would be easier to do so. But you know, maybe it wasn't Slendrina itself that made me
It had.
feel this way, but
Oh yeah, I meant this.
that played after each game.
Ooh.
I downloaded the ad-free versions of these games, and part of me feels bad for not doing so, but I'm glad I didn't. Partially because the ads are
Bye.
very infrequent, they never break up gameplay.
Okay, Great
only after
Ball.
you
You can
die,
do a
or
lot
you
with the
fail.
Great Ball.
But mostly because the whiplash I got going from the charming, rustic Slendrina gameplay to these horrific...
All I need is to not
combinations
fail
is
pilot.
outrageous and only served to make me
You
appreciate
do so good. I think he can sweep some. He's definitely able to sweep some gyms.
We aim our cynicism in entirely the wrong direction. Ebony, the King's Return,
He's good against
AI model generated this was the
he's good
first
against like
step
most
in
normal
training.
gyms.
But hey, remember what I said earlier? Form your own opinions. Maybe you
And there isn't
love
all people
Ebony, the King's Return, and that's okay. Just please tell me why in the comments. But yeah, seeing this soulless trash really made me appreciate the humble Slendrina. Also, one time when I wasn't recording, I got an ad for a divorce lawyer, so that was interesting. And another thing that's interesting is that the random selection of games I got shown by Google's ad services were really not that far removed from a lot of the sponsors we take on as YouTubers. Next time you see somebody mocking Slendrina or FNAF or any other easy target, ask yourself if they would or at any point did accept a Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship. If so,
Okay, so we just
then the real easy
bully
target
that
was you.
that one.
Just joking, fellow YouTubers.
Well,
Get that bag, pay that rent. I too am open to sponsorships, just not for you, Raid, or the tank or boat or plane
This
games,
is
or the evil fake therapy service, or I'm gonna stop before I burn any more lucrative bridges. Now, I don't want to end the video on a cynical note, so let's take a look at some of the more fun Slendrina things, like her various wiki pages. On one wiki,
you can easily take Roxanne down, you know.
hurting people slash murdering, which honestly we can't actually prove. Citation is absolute.
The max level is
And makes us collapse.
15.
Because we're
Yeah.
trespassing and trying to trap her in a book. Her dislikes are listed as her victims escaping from her and
That's not the.
being trapped in a book.
This is the wrong Pokemon I'm trying to
On her
evolve.
Wiki
But
page, we are told that she is the daughter of Slenderman and Slendrina's mom, as well as
Camilla.
granddaughter of Granny and Grandpa, which is a little vague, I suppose. But if I had a dad called Slenderman,
Hey, you
I wouldn't
evolved that
bother
quickly?
naming the rest of
No.
the family members at all either. And her being
wait,
on
that's
the villain's
that could be
wiki
huge
irritates
actually.
me because it
You know,
makes
like a
me
water
question,
fight.
is she really a villain?
or watermelon or whatever. That'll be
Absolutely. Here's a
huge.
non-exhaustive list of the empty
Oh,
property.
ride! Oh my goodness, thank you. Need a ride. I need a
4 different
ride.
independent sellers, a house with a 5th cellar, an asylum, another house with a 6th cellar, and a dungeon/cave. Another house for her dad and son, which has a 7th cellar, a school, which has an 8th cellar, a forest, and a castle, which has a 9th cellar. Of course she's evil. Think of all the Airbnbs and parking
Let me
lots you
just-
could have had instead. And that's about all I have to say about Slendrina for now. But as I alluded to earlier, BB Loper has a history post-Slendrina, and to hear about that, check back again sometime soon. But for now, let me send you off with the frankly wonderful Slendrina theme. A theme fit for a true horror.
Let me just check.
Oh, Painticus likes Slendrina but doesn't like Fear and Hunger? Yes, fuck you. I first played Roblox around 2008, maybe as early as 2007. I was at a friend's house and he wanted to show me this cool new thing he'd been playing on his family PC. I remember him describing it as this incredible sandbox where you could play all kinds of different game modes and
It's
you
fresh.
can share your own, which was crazy.
Okay.
I didn't know you could do that with sand. He let me hop on the game for a while and I ran around a bit in an obstacle course or some such, getting my bearings and seeing a small slice of what was possible. And in those brief moments, I felt something special. So special, in fact, that right then and there, I firmly concluded, yo, there's no way this is catching on. I'm going home so I can play a real game, like Oblivion, on its lowest settings at 18 frames per second. And following that, I didn't touch Roblox again for at least 13 years. In fact, I actively avoided and kind of dismissed it. But lo and behold, my prediction was somewhat off. A few people have indeed played Roblox and it did somewhat catch on. So while I spent the 2010s getting really into indie horror games as my main interest, little did I know there was a whole horror scene
Okay, let's see what-
developing on Roblox as well, which until now I've almost entirely
We have water gun.
but not anymore, because today I'm going to be
Uh,
looking at some Roblox horror games.
We have absorbed. I think we got this.
Such as looking up good Roblox horror, reading miscellaneous listicles, asking people desperately for help, and also just seeing what's recommended to me automatically by Roblox itself. So, let's take a look. But first, a disclaimer and a task. The disclaimer is that this will not be a deep dive into any of these games, just a collection of first impressions that I had as a relative viewer. And as for the task, I need to create a Roblox avatar. And here he is. Mouse and Dingo. Alternatively, House Rat.
Okay. So,
You'd be forgiven for assuming, based on the main menu screen here, that The Mimic is a game about the horrors of managing a hotel during the British school holidays. But in reality, The Mimic
Okay,
is
so
horror based off the
you
treasure
have
trove
Rock
of strange,
Tomb,
off-putting stories that is Japanese folklore. It's not the first game
which
to use
could be
it.
dangerous, I think.
I'm aware of.
I wanna play it safe. I wanna win
Or, well,
by Nuzloke.
though I was saddened to see that I'm not allowed to use my custom rat body, and as such, I myself must mimic a lowly human. And while walking around in the very visually impressive lobby, I can see that the range of aesthetics people choose to play Roblox with is fascinating. You get people dressed like anime characters, people dressed as the 2012 ideal of a chill-ass dude, people dressed as male manipulators, Shane Top, and even a few fellow scholars that we have seen. What an interesting species we are. But I must say, there's a hell of a lot of people using this
It
specific
is.
hair model, and let me tell you, when they finally get around to adding male pattern baldness to Roblox, you lot are getting hit like a
Advanced.
freight train.
Okay.
Let's play the game. It's broken up into episodes.
We get the.
that you can encounter, and as of writing this in April of 2025, there are 2 episodes, each of which themselves are broken up into various chapters. Starting from Control Chapter 1, let's see what it's all about. We start the game
A zigzagoon Camille.
attempting to find some of our friends who have gone missing, and pretty quickly we get teleported to Japan, and we don't seem
Rock 2 will do 25. Oh. And if I use Absorb, oh, yeah, I think we growl, we growl, we growl. Okay, it uses Harden. It doesn't. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. I check if it's minus. Shit.
Atmosphere and build-up. So, overall, at this point, the Mimic feels like a standard 2010s indie horror experience, but it has a strong theming to set it apart a little bit. The Japanese folklore vibe is a nice one, plus it looks like the scary woman is having a great time. However, the later chapters are much more interesting to me. The set pieces are
There you go.
impressive with this big old library which has a long neck villain controlling dragons.
Okay, I'm
Remains large
gonna play it safe. So I'll lower it again. See what he goes for Kado. Now we switch into Carmilla. Because Rocktomb can block us out. Yep, and yet minus our speed. But then we absorb to gain back everything. Yeah. So it's just gonna keep doing all that, but I'm able to get back all my health slowly. And it's gonna heal because Roxanne's a bitch. It's an easy win. That's why you be careful. You don't lose anyone. I said that like I wasn't speeding up in 5 minutes. Right. Let's go, Nidoran. Evolving. Evolve into Nidoran. Let's go. Much of it would be really good. Okay, thank you.
Different enemy mechanics and goals, including one where you get a katana and slice up some giant hearts. So
I should not care about
after
them.
collecting a few pages,
But it did do.
this guy's chase music is stolen from Amnesia.
No.
So that's
Well,
it also
I don't know.
feels like
Then
was kicking about earlier.
new route. Route 116.
Sword battle against a giant spider woman. And I suck at it, but nonetheless, I defeat the woman and am given two choices. Save my family from this horrible pocket dimension, or take revenge on the villain behind it all. And in a
We can get a Abra,
revenge is the
Abra, a Whisma, or a Skitty. There's a high chance that it's a Whisma, but if we're lucky, we could get an Abra. That would be really good. Because, we've already caught. Oh, the still Ninkada, fuck. Okay, we've caught Puchiana, Taylor. So, wait. We could. Get me out here. Use a repel. Then catch the Whisma in Wayward Cave or whatever it's called. I'm a genius, man.
On hiding keys and mazes and leaning more into puzzles, at least from what I saw. And it's also way harder, like substantially harder. I imagine it would be more manageable with friends, but this first encounter is rough solo, even with rat katana. But we are rewarded with
A Rustrift tunnel. My bad, I guess.
And if you break it through to the later chapters, you get to meet one of the coolest guys ever. Like this fella that eats me and then default poses for the rest.
We get a Whisper, yeah.
This absolute goat. People like non-stop horror.
Just don't kill it.
But anyway, I won't talk much
And we
more
can grab in
about others to talk about. but you can see a really nice
I forgot to name it. It's fine.
going from the
It's fine.
control chapters, which were a little basic
I,
and
I,
dated,
this is why you don't skip. You just miss out on important rules
more ambitious. They've really improved their
and
graphics,
tips.
and the game has become substantially more interesting
You,
over time.
you,
It's very similar to the progression you can see with developers like Nuzloke over these Slendrina games, and I will
alright?
root for people striving
I can't really block or anything, so I have to go for Great Ball. Please, please, you're really good. And bye-bye. Well, crossing Abra out of the catch rate, I guess. Well, that's really unfortunate. It's extremely unfortunate, actually. Fuck.
The spider woman at the end of Control got me good, and the two-mouthed wretch from Jealousy was brutal, but other than that, I found the enemies to serve more of a
Missed.
stylistic thing than a pure horror one. But I think that speaks more to the changes we've seen over the last 20 years in terms of what's considered scary. Because I know for a fact that all of these monster designs would have been considered horrific in the days when OWL only was new. And for a few final notes on this one, the lobby music is oddly good, as are a lot of the visuals, but they are sometimes hampered by classic Roblox clunk. But I think that's part of the charm for a lot of people. Hell, outside of Roblox, we've been putting up with Unity.
I don't think they just handle everyone, man.
So I'll give it a pass. I will say that the forced depth of field can enhance some of the environments, but more often than not, it just feels like
Well-
I have to put on my glasses. And I don't wear glasses, so that's a problem. And the only level I specifically dislike is Jealousy Chapter 3, because it has you navigating hellish meat caves. That would usually be fine, but it reminds me way too much of playing Agony and Lust for Darkness. But this was a little bit less unpleasant. Next game. Games love putting phobia in their
Well,
names.
people
Phasmophobia, phobia 1.0.
wondering,
Hell,
just like,
typing phobia in the Steam search engine gives us a load of
I don't really
games.
care about falls.
Phobia, aquaphobia,
Ah, fuck.
Dark Souls 2, which I guess is fitting because I'm certainly Dark Souls 2 phobic. Hey, check that out, you can already hear them commenting. And I always find the phobia game names quite funny because they clearly wanted to use the word fear or scared, but sound smart and sneaky in doing so. Which is why I suggest we rename the Fears to Fathom series to Phobias.
Real question, has Henry got something? Yes, what have you gotten? You have gotten
And
repelled.
it's a
Oh,
game about
not
everyone's
that.
favorite scary yellow place, the back room. It opens with a fun recreation of the
Nugget.
introduction to Kane Pixel's incredibly impressive
we
analog
can-
horror series, leaked with the funny creature mask. And then we slip through a crack in reality and end up in the lobby, which is
I don't care about being a good trainer, man.
well-known backrooms location, which
Wait,
is
no.
far better
No,
placed
false.
than if you slip through a crack in reality here in the UK, because then you'll end up in Milton Keynes. And when we
I
actually
completely
start playing,
forgot.
we just kind of walk around. It's pretty chill.
This is a new route. Oh my goodness.
Bastard and
Oh my goodness. Filled us up. Filled us up.
scroll, then it becomes clear that we're meant to find a way out. And that is our goal. Finger die Leiter and leave. This is a
Oh wait, I forgot.
kind of
Have I gotten? I've gotten a tail
contrived and
here before already, haven't I?
space horror.
Let me check my.
Pretty easy to get turned around, as the only features in there are walls and carpet and maybe one or two props lying around. There are sometimes arrows drawn onto the walls and directions scribbled down, but they are even less.
Yep, have we got? I already gotten that. Alright, let's
My favorite feature of the environment is the very frequent placement of power outlets. They'd probably work too, given that the lights are on.
head
Every so often
to.
someone reminds me that I should make some kind of merch for the channel, so how's this for an idea? A shirt that says, I stuck a fork in the power outlets of the Roblox back room.
Okay, I don't know how you got this number, man.
Sense of dread.
Okay, let's go.
I'm open to other ideas
Up,
too.
up.
The creatures in this level didn't give me too much trouble. The lanky, chasey fellow was quite cross at me and made that abundantly clear, but the real villain is this jump scare guy. He doesn't kill you, he's just there to disrupt your flow and
Wait,
he's kind of like an
okay
actor.
with this.
But this level only lasts so long, and following it, we move into new liminal spaces
Granite
filled with
Cave.
threats. And the second level is a sort of dimly lit pool room section where you need to spin some valves to open the exit. And this one is substantially less stressful.
Right.
Not because you're safe. It's less stressful because the villain is a giant, lovable tentacle beast who just kind of wiggles around. nothing scary about him. Who doesn't love a topless
There's,
Following that, we get some
I'm telling you.
subliminal imagery, like
Okay,
spooky
this floor is Zubat,
images of this appear
Makuhita.
time. If you're wondering what this
Okay,
is, it's actually just
realistically, I want Makuhita.
Heathrow Airport, making it an excellent
And realistically, I can get it.
Is it the liminal space, or is it simply England?
Oh, but why can I get another Zubat?
Shout out to Logie Gym and Leafwater Road, you know, from Gary's mom. And I gotta say, the variety found in this game.
Because I do like Crobat. Crobat is like one of my, so I would like.
Discover the monsters
Mm.
find the
But Makuhita would be excellent in fighting.
other games that do similar
Okay, fine.
My personal favorite enemy you encounter is the guy found in the office section. He's blind, so it doesn't bother you at all if you're quiet. And I mean that. He really does not give a shit if you're quiet. He's also prime bullying material if you're playing with friends who
Okay, and in Meteor Falls, we still can get a Crobat
area later on where the
if we need it to. If like solo things or whatever.
Unfortunately for me, I was playing with odd people who
Well,
I fear to begin
we need to
with.
change our
In fact,
Pokemon
these
on
guys
it.
were done. Shout out to Wind, Dita, and Trudy. Don't hurt me. Not all of the levels are creature features featuring creatures.
No.
Some are just pure vibes, and I like those ones. Something that's kind of been lost over the years
okay.
is the original concept
We can
of
just
the fact that
take it away
it's
from
horror at large, where it was initially really just about being
Hexagon
the eeriness came
for the
from
time being.
the odd familiarity
And then
of featured locations
we
and
use
the
red.
uncanny feeling that comes
See, this is why we.
and the idea that some creature
This is what we call RNG manipulation.
was born of a naturally cultivated paranoia rather than anything explicitly
So let me just show you how it works. Wait, do I get the Silk Scarf here? Ooh, okay, that's really useful for Taylor. It's extremely useful for Taylor. Not find the stick though.
It's an incredibly limited.
So what we do is use a repel.
The images and any other medium simply
But we're gonna get encountered by Makuhita. If I did this right.
I don't dislike what liminal horror is now. It's just quite a different beast.
I said
There are
if.
games out there that are more pure liminal horror than this, like the game
Alright.
but that
See?
is really only
Makuhita.
pure
I
atmosphere.
think I could have gotten like something scarier if I base my level 2. I could have gotten the Sableye, Mawa. Okay, never mind. I got really lucky. But what I did here, I got really lucky type of son. What I was supposed to do up there is that if I walked around, I'll get a level 10 Makuhita. But I was idiotic and went down. But thankfully, we still got Makuhita. Okay. Okay, we would really like a Makuhita here. Alright, let's go.
An algebra puzzle in a quiet, empty library. I made my friends do that while I ran around, and that's more or less where we stopped playing as a group. But there are many more areas to this game. In fact, the game has a whopping 24 levels to choose from as of writing this in April. Now, apeirophobia means fear of infinity, which leads me to believe that the number 25
Okay.
is close to infinity plus 1. Now, I'm not going to talk you through all of the levels because that would be a whole video in itself, but I did test some of the later ones at random, and that led to one of the funniest deaths I've ever had in a horror game. I love how he did a little, let me just scoot around here real quick move on me. It was perfect. It does seem that the later levels, from 17 onwards, seem to be deviating quite heavily from the classic liminal spaces of the
Okay, you've done your job.
kind of there,
So
but they're a bit less
we could either
and a bit
we can
less
take
focused.
Punch Up
Still,
to replace
I
Darkness.
see why this game
No,
is so
wait.
popular.
Just take Punch Up now.
With Mimic, there's a ton of variety and reliable
Unless we want
horror
some.
elements in here that keep it
Yeah, sure, we can just
prefer
get
to Mimic because
more items to pick up, you know.
again, I live in a
You can
Roblox
never have too
world
many
that feels
items.
homely. It seems a lot more polished than some other Roblox horror games, and again,
Seems like a
it works
solid
with
game
multiplayer,
so far,
especially against this poor
I
Witch.
think.
Overall, it's a really good time, minus one or two issues like the slightly too too long chase sequence and the algebra puzzle that follows. And that's really all I've got to say about Apeirophobia. Personally, I've only got
Thank God
two
there's
strong
like no
feelings.
other.
Water and people in YouTube thumbnails that have had their contrast cranked way up to look slightly uncanny, and they've had like their eyes and teeth brightened to the point of activating my fight or flight response.
I know I'm going, by the way.
So you could say I've got Apeirophobias myself. This also uses some Gary's Mod sound effects.
So we gotta get that free Pokeball. That was just for the free Pokeball, trust me.
But
I know I'm
like game soundtracks in my videos, which is technically also a huge breach of
We're nearing the
showing gameplay, I believe. So
up here. We hug,
I'm not
always hug the walls. It's just cautionary. So you won't get lost.
Can be a tough thing to listen to. That's why I don't. But if you're looking for an example on how best to take constructive criticism, look no further.
Oh, we could have gotten. Okay,
When Stephanie
this is good, but at the same time, we could have gotten something really good for late for Winona. Or at least to me.
But instead, he took that criticism and turned it into one of the most
There you go.
successful and influential horror IPs of all time.
And here we are. Because Geodude is an exploding. Golem has explosion, I think. And it's really good if you don't have anything to counter another Pokemon with.
Say things such as poggers on stream simply to survive. So next time you get constructive criticism, just do that. Idiot. Anyway, this is The Intruder. It's a Roblox game heavily inspired by Five Nights at Freddy's, but with much more emphasis on the analog horror elements, such as Lad, silly face, and guy who likely has...
Do I remember?
For those unfamiliar with the formula, you monitor creepy beasts as they approach your location through security cameras, while sometimes doing chores, such as, in the first level, declining phone
Oh, I guess.
calls and hiding in a dark closet. I know many of us do those two things regularly, so it should come naturally to most. However, unlike most
Wow,
games,
I really don't. Okay. I'm a fraud.
you can walk around and do other tasks rather than being stuck in a simple point-and-click mode.
Wow!
There's a lot more variety in the levels.
I really suck. What the fuck? Okay, I'm not using the run here, so.
Semi-arcadey feel of Gotham's games, and playing this
Okay.
game solo
The real strategy here
expect a
is
stressful
pilot
exercise into paranoia where your main foe is
and
almost
butterfly.
time, and
Because they can take the hit. But okay, you can sacrifice butterfly here if we need to. Because I don't think butterfly can do good in the later gyms. But it has confusion here. That's so in
and that does disrupt the stress aspect a little. It can also be a bit confusing.
and
Will trigger something that doesn't make sense to anyone else. In fact, in one of the first multiplayer games I recorded, we tried the mineshaft level, and this is how that went. You have such a confidence. Oh.
so let's see what we have here.
Went back to the first level again, and it was more or less the same.
19, never mind. Yeah. We have Karate Chop, Low Kick, Bulk Up, Seismic Toss, Bulk Up. Focus Punch, Light Screen, Reflect, Bulk Up. Oh, this is a tough one. Arm Thrust, Viral Throw, Reversal, Bulk Up. Okay, Bulk Up is gonna be so scary.
With the cold, clinical style of things like the SCP universe, which lots of analog horror series take inspiration from. And that's very much on show here. Lots of ominous public safety warnings, redacted information snippets, robotic voices, and so on. And it can be a little much at times. The redacted police department? Jesus Christ. Like, that's pretty important information. But it does vary from level to level, and just like the other two games I've spoken about, it's really quite impressive.
It's gonna be very scary, isn't it?
I guess that's just
Yeah, this is
Roblox game.
scary game.
Unfortunately, while playing, I got stuck in
Okay, we're fast. We're faster?
I had to sit there and listen while my friends
Okay, we're faster than all of them.
like they were having a great time.
Special,
Conversely,
and special defense-wise, but they're not really good.
and in doing so, captured this
But it is still scary, I will say. But I'm just gonna level everything to 19 just in case. I'm a good Pokemon Nuzloke. I'm gonna be a good Pokemon Nuzloke. I'm going to be. Big difference. Big difference.
bolsters my thesis that the children yearn
But like, I'm gonna be the very best
and
one ever was.
So to summarize, the intruder is what it looks
Oh,
like.
huge.
And if that's your thing, hell yeah. Personally, I found some of the games to be a little tedious, but that makes
Huge, you wanna, if you survive and you stall, that'll be very huge.
went on for maybe 40% too long, and there are only so many times I can have a similar ending paragraph in these games. So instead, have this clip of my friend Wind being ominous. When you're doing the pose at the end of the Blair Witch Project. That's scary.
This is my default.
But I'm never using fucking evasive moves. It's so BS actually.
Manhunt is a command I heard often growing up in the untamed
Okay.
steppes of Edinburgh, Scotland.
I keep forget.
As I grew up,
Camilla runs really good moves, I
also
think.
referred to a game developed and published by some of the developers behind Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead Redemption, and Lemmings, Rockstar North. And they're also
I said
based
I
in
think.
Edinburgh, so I
Don't
really should have known that earlier. But anyway,
Never put me on
games
things,
are
because
games
I'm
where you
probably gonna be
solo
wrong.
in grim, saw-like environments and hunt various creatures, mostly.
Oh my goodness, Lookout is so good.
Naturally, Roblox has its own equivalent. Traversal. This is a game that's
Level 90.
community tab by Bonesy, among others, potentially so than that. This is an up to two-player game, which is maybe not technically horror, where you sneak around and murder massive
Yep, okay.
villains in some
It's a
dilapidated
guts level 19, so
It's a game that I found way more distressing than almost any other Roblox project.
yeah, let's see what you got.
It just comes across as a bit more brutal than anything else.
You only use physical moves, so like
When our character levels look like this,
defensive wise you're cooked. I mean, special if I brought out something like specially defensively bulky, you're cooked. Wow. Is that and Jesus
It's like how the movie Funny Games 2007
huge roll?
1997 are way more unsettling than most gore heavy. They do a lot less, but they hit a lot harder. I can't believe I'm playing Funny Games in a Roblox video. A lot of you should not watch that.
Meditate,
But
alright.
anyway, yes, this is a game where you stealth around and lead people into a fun dark mist. Ideally, you do manage
Fuck.
to I am bad at that. So my friend and I
You have better special attack, but like fucking sucks specially actually. Wait. Wait, I forgot. Med attack is half psychic. It's really smart actually. Is that bide? Oh. Nope. It ruins the focus, right? Hit yourself. Oh, never mind. It was focus. Man, that's good. We let you use all your moves first.
Roblox games. It's a difficult thing to try and describe or quantify, but it becomes quite obvious once you play a Roblox game that doesn't look like that. And I really appreciate it. Obvious Roblox character models aside,
Shit.
it really feels like it's its own thing. It had a specific aesthetic and feel that it wanted to replicate, and it did so perfectly. It's a pretty short game altogether. In fact, worse than you
Okay, that's really bad.
some other games. I really went back and did the whole thing again.
That's really bad. I need to stall up protect. But yes, up. Oh, never mind. Okay, butterfly. Ooh. Then butterfly should be able to kill. That was half damage. Fuck, berry, citrus berry. Wow, what? Please, dude. It's not gonna kill. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I was worried for nothing. Butterfly actually has this. Not even a crit can do much. Yeah. Then I'm glad I brought you to the team. What a sweep, actually. Mm.
As you may expect, not every game has as much to talk about as
Nice.
others. So to give you a break from
Yeah, I can use bulk up on a Pokemon,
playing it live,
which can't usually use bulk up, but
or
fine.
me. 3. Alright, very nice. Holy shit, that's a lot of skulls. Are there any Roblox games where you get lost in like the Paris catacombs? I'd be into that. Please keep in mind that Dead Silence Dead Silence is also heavily aggressive with horror.
We can go to
Please keep this in
another.
mind. For the love of God, keep this in mind. Uh-oh, I don't get to keep my rat body. Uh-oh.
Be careful.
Okay. Why are there so many people that look exactly like this in
Oh,
Roblox?
I did not know you were a trainer battle.
Oh. What am I looking at here? Is this just like a climbing mini game in the middle of the lobby?
Wait, Moonlight?
They should do
Oh wait, that's really good.
in, like,
You are
seconds before you watch
surprising-
the just throw in, like, a
even
climbing frame, maybe a ball pit.
surprisingly good moves for shit
Play
Pokemon.
game.
Yeah, I can respect it. I
Oh,
respect it.
play.
Respect it very much.
Create a party, player limit for probably Paint's party. Shoe bills. It appears that nobody's joining. Please keep in mind
Boom,
that's-
victory.
Okay, we're doing this again. That's good. I just think crickets were unreal. You don't really get them here in the UK. Missing person Leslie Withers has appeared while on patrol.
Please let it be good. I have a Puchiana.
But
No, Duclaws. Duclaws. Actually, be safe. I should check I can use.
Hold up a moment. Yeah, I think you still find the hammer, but at the same oh no. Don't hurt the frogs.
I could get a
This is the coolest
oddish.
thing in the world. Why is it trying to be scary? I mean,
Oh, I can't really manipulate anything, can I?
am I gonna get
Okay, I just have to be lucky. Manectrite, please, Manectrite, please,
phone?
please give me a Manectrite.
Oh no,
I got Roxanne's.
Brian.
But
there's like
it's
a
crazy.
ritual going on here.
What the fuck? I'm so.
Sorry, I missed the memo. Who's Brian? I'm gonna need a hand.
That's good.
This is okay.
Really good.
I've seen more impressive.
Okay.
rituals than this. But I guess if Satan's into it, that's fine. What a room to do it in, bro. Somebody's gonna have to walk through here to do some like routine maintenance, and they're really gonna.
Okay,
interrupt,
Manectrite. What do we name it?
Is the Satan train?
We'll name her.
Brian, can you hear me? Brian,
We'll name her
Brian,
Pikachu,
Brian,
but she's
Brian,
electric.
can't go anywhere.
I think we'll need a lot. We'll need. We'll need Pokemon that can do well against water.
I got train jump scared.
And if you played Gen,
Now I'm in hell.
if you played this Gen, you know why. Put in the box.
You wake up from a nightmare in your comfortable little room. My name is Leslie Withers.
You're in the gay box.
Mine tends to wander far and deep as the ocean. Well, it's always good to see that when you get like kidnapped or lost in some kind of labyrinth, you're still maintaining a level of like poetry in your speech. That's good. Okay, that shouldn't have got me. Come on. I'm like 45 years old. Death behind this door. Okay, I won't go behind that door then. This is one of those like flashlights you see advertised on like TikTok or Instagram Reels, which they say like, this is for civilian use only. Don't worry, it's not a weapon. And it can
This is where I could use
behind you. Yeah, you're not though, are you?
silk stuff.
Um,
Silk stuff to give.
However, it doesn't have any
Right.
range to it. Incredibly bright, no range. I've been described that exact way multiple times. I think this is a Half-Life asset. I'm not sure. Maybe? I recall seeing something very similar in, like, Underhill. It's playing, like, James Bond game music. Holy shit, somebody killed that skull. doesn't look welcoming.
I firstly mark for ground. You'll have a caravana, right?
Also, a huge number of books, which
Probably not that dangerous.
I could hear
Oh.
flashlight blinking there, and I was like,
Oh. Wow.
supernatural activity. I was just deciding,
Damn, Henry.
hello, you don't have any texture. I take it back, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. My earliest memory is of me at the top of the ladder, like this. And I was crying, and I was like 3 years old, I don't know why.
I hit.
I don't think
Oh
the person
my.
who made this blood smear is the same person who made this blood smear. This guy's real name is Ensign. That's
Cool.
not really the spirit flames. I'm behind you. You're not them, are you?
Yeah. It's easy, man.
There. Oh, hello. Are you dead silent? I think there's something quite cute about like ghosts and demons writing messages on walls. It shows they've got a sense of humor. Oh, I'm behind you. Are you, you little guy? Oh, that's good. Hello. Must have been the wind. Storm won't budge. That skull keeps popping
You were
up.
gonna
It's
give me
like
teeth, right?
iconic individual bone.
Okay, so if we find a Pokemon that has leftovers, hypothetically, we could get like infinite leftovers. Boring, but like,
I'm not falling for this trick again. I fell for the
it,
trick again.
you,
Am I gonna die if I just run into
fuck, it's the Sylph stuff. I'm idiot.
We're gonna find out. Door's too rusty to open. Oh,
Wait. The next thing will be,
do
if I remember correctly, the next.
I recognize this button from somewhere. SCP container room? Sorry, I know I keep like bringing up different assets. I don't mean to. It's just I've put decades of my
can't.
life into playing weird little games. I need to have something visual for it. Thank you.
The no
Uh-oh,
20.
you better not be a villain. I'm running for you. Oh. Never really found the mannequin. What do you mean?
Getting these
Oh, what
evolutions quickly is really good.
Throws a chair. I've never really found the mannequin thing scary. Can I have my lights back, please? Alright, I'm just gonna keep walking. We're fine. Here we go. Sorry, I've tried to say this thought like 4 times now. I've never really found the mannequin thing scary.
Okay, what Pokemon? You'll have a Slugma that I can kill, then you gotta switch to Grovyle. A suit. Okay, understand.
This reminds me incredibly of like old Gmod horror maps. I guess in essence that's kind of what it is. Oh, hello.
Okay, I'll just take care of these.
This is how I used to play hide and seek when I was a child, and then I'd like start screaming and crying when somebody found me because I thought like, how did they know? Very nice.
I know how to play.
I teleported there. What does that mean?
Okay,
So anyone
yeah.
getting like
Usually I'm not a pussy, but I think I have to heal.
look back?
I don't want to be like,
I'm trying to.
well,
remember.
those like,
I'm going
from what I
to
remembered,
Hello.
Route 110 May is a run killer. From what I've heard. This is just all speculation. Don't trust me with anything. Especially not your kids. No, I shouldn't even say that.
That was my experience with Dead Silence. It's a very traditional scary map game where you walk from A to B and occasionally a ghoul or other such villain does something.
I do fucking.
There used to be loads of this kind of game both on other platforms like Garry's Mod and as standalone indie projects.
Move.
I mean,
Thank you.
they still exist, but they're not quite as popular as they once were. It's very entry level for both player and developer, so there's definitely something nostalgic and charming about this, even if there's really very little else to say. But it does claim Skull Emoji
Alright, Wingo.
the scariest game on Roblox.
I'll.
Skull Emoji on the store page. So
Shit, I thought you'd. Wait, sorry. I thought you'd send in Slugma.
this game was
Okay.
not from the original
this has gone extremely bad, extremely fast.
Another example, Silent Dark, and I could not help myself. This is like opening up a Kids Book album and seeing that they've covered Johnny Cash's rendition of Hurt. Unlike many videos,
And this would definitely kill Quad.
to seamlessly blend into the grim scenery of the Silent Hill world. And damn, let me
Which would you set something?
the source material, with some minor exceptions. In fact, I think a lot of Silent Hill 2 fans would sooner embrace this as an official entry in the series than the Bloober Team remake. And yes, I can hear that commenting too. I mean, there's no Comic Sans text on the
Wait,
right
okay.
so that's already put above the HD remasters. No, there's not much in the way of gameplay here. In fact, there's none. I don't believe you can even turn it to be
I would play it
but
actually.
you do get to explore, and that's kind of cute. Honestly, this little rat running through the fog is comparable, if not preferable, to
You have rock throw?
islands I
Oh my
grew up
goodness.
in. Not much of the world is accessible. Most
But like, I think you're gonna rock through it.
beyond plus a secret hell that I got sucked into, and also some of the weird set apartments.
Can you? Oh my goodness.
Footage of early on. A lovely home video, I imagine. The graveyard's church is actually accessible, which I don't believe
Oh wow, okay. It's gonna go for the pursuit, I think.
Anyways, this is strictly better. I stand before you.
If Henry would wake up 3 times in a row. Oh my god. What? Oh, I'm cooked. Oh, Henry's cooked. Yeah, Henry's cooked. I should have prepared better. Oh wait, I have potion. I have a potion. No, I shouldn't use potions. I'm not proceeding. Oh, I should. Henry! What the fuck? You should. Oh my god, Henry should have died there. I should have given the silk scarf, but either way, oh my goodness. We live that. We live that, I guess. Yeah. Let bygones be bygones. So.
Which, again, is to say that it looks kind of funny. In order to make it clear that it is horror, however, the developer found a way to offset this inherent goofiness. Static. Lots of static. It's like
I'm just.
snow, but
Oh my goodness, I'm actually surprised.
static and film grain are staples of analog and retro horror today, but they've been around for a long time as a reliable visual trope. And a lot of other horror films also translate this same convention to audio by having white noise or some other tinnitus simulation going on. Analog horror fans will love having sensory processing issues. But anyway, the story of the game is such. We are home alone, it's getting late, and we're in our little radio room listening to the radio.
It is still
Aliens
Route
are invading.
110.
Potentially. So you know what that means. Bedtime. There's this mechanic where you have to manually close your eyes when you get into bed. I've seen some other games do this before, but this may be the earliest example that I know of. And naturally, that's horrifying. The potential for scares here is immense. And this game does something that I adore. It does almost nothing with it. That sounded sarcastic. but I
Mirac-
assure you it's not.
uh,
The temptation to
Talk about
scare us
fucking miraculous, man. Jesus, Henry.
It's all tension. We scare ourselves. We know something's got to happen eventually. Let us do the work. And in fact, that's kind of the theme for the whole game. It's one of those where basically nothing happens.
Yeah, it's still the
yet
same
it's
route.
incredibly tense. It's kind of like Scratches in that regard. Sorry, I've got to reference Scratches in every single video. It's one of the 3 video games I've played. Which reminds me, you can pick stuff up like you can in Amnesia: The Dark Descent, which I naturally
Oh.
approve of. After you get to sleep,
No fighting it.
Dream World, which contains everyone's favorite biomes, wood place and metal place, and there's big furniture. Truly the scariest size for furniture to be. Now usually I'm not a fan of huge amounts of visual filters and effects, but it felt like the effects got more intense as the game went on.
They didn't actually, as far as I can tell, but the bloom and the noise became more apparent as the
I'm free.
tension rose. Maybe it's because I was trying to make out as much detail as I could in the environments to
Yeah.
prevent being surprised, and I like
Let's just take out
it made me uncomfortable.
Wally
The
first.
place where the game is weakest is when you actually get the scare payoffs.
Because Wally doesn't really have a good
That's
Pokemon.
the destination here.
It's just the rocks, so.
I don't know, Milton Keynes. And honestly,
I
I don't want to say much more.
never
about
felt
it
like
because you can
so-
play it for yourself. There was a reason it was nominated for Best Single Player Experience in 2016. I also don't want to linger on this because the video compression you'll be experiencing can only be described as nuclear. But this was a real surprise to me. Genuinely one of the most unsettling games I've played on Roblox. I can't recommend it enough. That being said, this isn't the original 2016 version of the game. This is a remake. The original is not functioning anymore due to some Roblox updates that broke it, and that's a shame, but this version seems to be pretty faithful. And when looking at the game's page after playing it, I noticed the developer's name, Zeekers, or as you may know him better, the developer behind Lethal Company. So, goofy, effect-heavy visuals that can be genuinely unsettling are kind of his thing, I guess. And you know what? He made this game when he was like 14 or 15, maybe younger, and that fills me with that special brand of dread that comes with seeing someone so much younger than me be so much more talented than me. You know what else? The young developer age makes sense. Everything in this game happens before 12 a.m. All things considered, got a good bunch of scares that would fit comfortably into the average school night. Now, like I said, the original game is no longer available to play, and unfortunately, that will be the case for many Roblox games.
Okay, Wallace is 24.
Increasingly into the future, and it will be the case for many games in general if they are tied to any kind of central server or platform. It's a depressing thought, the idea of media basically being destroyed or locked away, but it is something we can try to remedy, at least in part. If you're an EU citizen, you can sign a petition from the Stop Killing Games initiative to hopefully disallow companies from revoking access to games we purchased when they decide to end support. We've only got a few days before the petition closes as of uploading this, so do act fast.
Okay, all that high speed.
Forcing companies to keep server support up forever. That would be unrealistic. But instead, making games functional without relying on persistent publisher support and allowing us as consumers to do things like play these games offline or legally run our own servers to replace the dead official ones.
17.
And yes, this is a real problem. Many companies, such as Blizzard, have a history of being very harsh towards fan-made preservations of their unavailable products, such as when they shut down the Nostalrius World of Warcraft Classic server in 2016.
And Oddish,
Before
yeah,
they would
sure.
offer any official alternative themselves. Hell, one of the only reasons WoW Classic exists today is because of the outcry that
I-
the destruction of Nostalrius.
I know who to name this after.
Works, and we can now do it on a governmental level, so please do, if you can. And if you need it better
Shit.
explained to you,
Okay.
MS Paint drawing that should summarize it, and now it's in square,
Ow.
so you know it's true. Anyway, now that I've tricked you into consumer rights activism, let's get back to Roblox horror games.
What's wrong, actually?
Over the last couple of years, whenever Roblox horror games are discussed, this one basically always gets a mention. I reckon in many people's eyes, Doors is the Roblox horror game of the 2020s so far. Other than maybe Pig. Hell, it's approaching 7 billion visits since its release in 2021. 7 billion. That's more than the entire population of Portugal and Belgium combined. Compare that to a pair of Phobia's 350 million, the Mimic's 1 billion, and the Pintkus video, finally an accurate cowboy simulation's 3.5
Wow,
billion.
this team
You
is
start to recognize
so
just
random,
how
actually.
huge this game is. I won't talk for too long about it because chances are you either know what it is already or you can gauge what it is pretty quickly. So, what is
I'm using amnesia
Doors?
alcohol.
You guessed it.
Just call the kid up.
Mostly. It's a game where you explore a heavily stylized, old-fashioned hotel and
Just call the kid up, all guys. I think I'm losing it. I'm losing it.
Straightforward, but very well executed. Every numbered room you enter can offer challenges such as don't look at the big glowing thing because it will make you die, hide in a closet from a big charging creature that hates light bulbs, look at the little whispering bastard or he'll hurt your credit score, or sometimes no threat whatsoever. A lot of the rooms are safe and just act like a buffer area or loot room, and others make you do key puzzles or navigate a bit of a maze. Every so often there will be a big boss fight section where you have to do something like run from a big stomping man or be appropriately quiet in a library while forsaking the Dewey Decimal System. Now, as with pretty much all of these games, it does change pretty drastically if you're playing with friends versus playing alone. With friends, it has a lot of the goofy and erratic qualities we've become accustomed to, and it's a great time. It's not particularly scary, but it can be playfully tense when you end up in a scenario like 4 people needing to hide from the charging light bulb hater, but only having 3 places nearby to hide.
Okay.
But in single player, it's a bit of a different beast. It's still not super frightening, but it's much more tense. You can play it at a bit more of a relaxed pace, and that helps draw attention to the really excellent aesthetics and atmosphere at play. Not only are the visuals incredibly distinct and very consistent, but the audio design is also pretty great. There are a lot of miscellaneous sound effects like footsteps,
Watson,
knocking, buzzing lights, and so on, which don't actually indicate anything, but you can't exactly ignore them
Yeah,
either
they're
because many of the
scary
real threats have similarly
What?
used audio cues themselves. It's very good at keeping you on edge, especially because you don't have any friends you can use as bait in lieu of actually paying attention to your surroundings. And you do need to pay attention to your surroundings because some of the threats are more subtle than others. My favorite example of
What does a
that
mud
being
spot
the
do,
mimic
actually?
creature that appears as a numbered door, just like the ones you have to run through to progress. But the catch is, it will be incorrectly numbered. So you can only tell if it's a mimic if you know the room number of the room you are currently in. Again, it's nothing particularly groundbreaking, but it's very well made and succeeds enormously at what it's attempting to do. There's a decent amount of exploration you can do as well, with rewards like secret rooms with loads of money that you can use to buy tools on your current run, or convert into resources for your next runs, and the real money purchases you can make are not nearly as egregious as some other games. They're pretty unnecessary and unobtrusive, which I like to see. Playing solo, I got to room 80 or so, and at that time I assumed that it would just go on forever, but apparently not, as once you get to level 100, you unlock an entirely new setting. Some mines in it. The mines are a bit more complex and feature some new troubles like pesky bees and flammable gases, but otherwise seem pretty
I
similar.
swear,
Preference
Pilot
will
will
come
be
down to whether
useful.
you're more of a machine for pigs guy
It
or
will
a
be
Penumbra
useful.
Overture guy, and both are solid picks.
Isn't it?
And I don't have much
To
more to
wait for
say
a
about
wo-
it. I can see why it's so popular. It's a very good time, it's very easy to pick up. I do wish it included more Georgia guidestones in it, like the name would suggest, and if you understand what the hell I'm talking about, then I appreciate you greatly. Let's move on. It's doors again, but with anomalies instead of ghouls. I think that's what the Monty Hall problem is. Alright, I know a lot of people like
if
pressure, and
we,
I enjoy
let's
it
say-
too, but I'm not gonna linger on it because really it is just like Doors again, but with a sci-fi skin. It has also made some new additions here and there to give it fair credit, and many people see it as a newer, fresher iteration of a beloved formula, so it's worth trying for sure. There's also a lot of lore from what I can tell, but I'm suffering so much from redacted fatigue that I don't care to dwell. Nothing against it, but redacted is now equivalent to hyper-realistic blood on a miscellaneous cartoon character in a 2012 creepypasta in my eyes.
I turned away as I heard a sickening tearing of cloth and flesh. I only cared about getting away. Above the doorway out of the room, I saw the final message clawed into the metal with bone
You
or fingernails. Redacted by Disney. Redacted by God.
And you know, if anyone gives Pressure any flack for being an iteration of Doors, then they have to give Doors flack for being an iteration of another Roblox
there'll be
game, Rooms. And then they gotta give Rooms flack for being an iteration of Spooky's Jumpscare Mansion. And then they've gotta give Spooky's Jumpscare Mansion flack for being an iteration of My Daily Commute. It swings and roundabouts. I don't fully know what that saying means, but it feels right. So yeah, Pressure is very worth playing with friends or solo. If you're a Soma lover above Penumbra or Amnesia, this one might be for you. Oh, it also has Gianni Matrograno.
Oh
in
my
it,
god, I
so
mistook
think
it for
that makes
another
it
move.
an
I'm
immersive sim.
idiot. Yeah. Fine.
Alright, time for another live recorded one, this time with the ominously named Elmira, or as my Spanish-speaking viewers will surely know it,
Alright,
that
let's
thing he
see
does
how
both
we do
ways
it.
before crossing a road.
Do.
Enjoy. Okay, Elmira. Horror.
this will kill, I think,
There she is.
because Henry is the
There she is
goat.
again.
It's stab.
She almost reminds me of the
Oh, it flinched.
little girl
Alright.
character in Sad Satan.
So,
The one that you can like
which will it be?
ramp off of. Let's see, description. You fall asleep on the bus during a school trip. You wake up in the dead of night to find everyone missing, with only an old hospital in sight. Loosely based on the legend of the Black-Eyed Children.
Oh my goodness.
That actually happened to me once.
Para.
Only the first
Yeah.
sentence, though.
It's
I did
going
fall
to
asleep
switch
on a
to
bus
Magnezone
during
after this.
like a school trip. And, I
If
must have had like, my
I'm not
mouth
wrong,
open
it's gonna
as I
switch to
was sleeping
Magnezone,
because
so I have.
the guy next to me kept putting Pringles into my mouth. And then I didn't want to be the guy who, like, fell asleep on a bus, so when I woke up to find a bunch of Pringles in my mouth, I just pretended like I was awake the whole time. I was just like, hell yeah, I'm just eating Pringles, man, don't worry about it. Anyway, this is Elmira.
What the fuck? Okay. Shockwave, it's not gonna do much. That's what.
View and try it again with this, like,
See?
very specific style that people love wearing in Roblox. I don't understand it.
So,
I'm not donating anything, but shout out to the guy,
alright,
OK
Punch Up
Roblox,
is
who's donated
going to.
$51,000 to
It's
this
scary. It has
game. Alright, I'm playing
guts.
solo. Chapter 1. Are you sure you want to play Chapter 1 on your own? Yes, I'm brave. Shit, guys, I don't know how brave I am. Drawing Board Studios presents.
Punch Up. And then we'll have
Elmira.
a blank set Mac.
Elmira, of course, not to be confused with Elvira or
Done blank set.
Elmer,
But
the
it'll have.
Briar. I
What
can't
does
believe
it
they called
have?
an
It
Elmer
has
boss Elmer. Anyway,
Shockwave.
I guess this is the school bus, which... Right, okay, I understand falling asleep in a school bus. It's a uniquely, like, tired environment, but
Yeah,
how the fuck do you stay
22.
asleep after it parks like this in the middle of a snowy road? And why do you have a
So,
flashlight on you?
Final Throw
I'm
can
gonna stop
kill,
being
and
sinless sins and
Shockwave
actually
will
play
only
the
do
game.
like 30-ish% if
Into
I'm
the
not
hospital.
lucky.
Okay.
Well, unlucky. So that's hope we'll
Everything gets darker when I
We
turn
get that
on the
hit.
flashlight. That's interesting.
alright.
Alright, here I am.
Get the
Oh
Oko.
shit.
Oh, we're so close.
Okay, that's it. I'm
Yeah,
running
it's
back to
fine.
the
We
car.
can get another
I
Oko.
have no control of the camera
Yeah,
right
it is
now,
definitely
but I do
up
have
around.
my wits about me, which is most important. Okay, I've actually got no clue where I am.
That's
Oh,
really
here!
good.
Oh, wow.
Because
Okay, I
now
did way better than I thought.
I can safely
Guess who's
switch
not turning back
into
now? Apparently.
Marshtomp and end the fight. I think Watson is a scary
wait.
leader actually. So
Search
us
for your
doing this
classmates.
well, it's really surprising.
Hold up a minute. We need to take a look at
Yeah,
these. Tag
it can
yourself.
howl,
find
but it
Germa.
doesn't have a
I
good.
like this guy. He's kind of posed up like Bigfoot.
It doesn't have a
This guy
good
was in Sad
move.
Satanist.
Oh, crit. Okay, fuck. It's fine. It's fine. It'll do all the damage, right? Slower. Yeah. So. Okay, now this is dangerous. A quick attack. I think a quick attack will kill me. Never mind. I was being too cautious. I mean, I was being too scared. Oh, I could have gotten way more awful, but I am too good at this game. Thanks. You. Okay, I get Rock Smash here. So this is really good. We're doing really good. Yeah, we haven't gotten a single death yet. And I haven't used like a thing in game, in battle, so. I'm definitely not playing to the best of my abilities. I will be honest. But I think right now I'm doing great. Like, don't. Okay, now we'll have to teach Emery Roxy. Okay. Okay. I tried avoiding it, but I guess it was inevitable. 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 Right. 1-1-12. Fuck, I did not mean to go there. Okay, just kill them all. Again. No. Right. I don't know if Nomo is a good Pokemon. I've never used Nomo in any of my runs, so I can be so creative, alright? I have a limit. Everyone has a limit. I'm not even gonna change the name. Oh, I don't have... Oh, that's bad. Yeah, that's bad. Alright. Fuck back. Could have gotten Coffin? Oh, that would be really good, actually. Fuck, okay. Okay, we gotta do it quick. I think I'm getting my defense up, man. What do you mean it's dying? It's not dying. See? Meryl would been so good with like huge power. If you got huge power. I'm not letting my Pokemon die too I forgot poison like has the effect. Like it kills in Gen 3. I'll buy antidotes. Wait, I should. Oh, I could get a magic card actually. Oh, is it? Wait, yeah, I should get a. Oh wait, if I. Yeah, magic card. Make sure to get a magic card. Wait, this is actually really good. At least now we know there's a smog Pokemon. Like a Pokemon that can give smog. And if you know me, you know where I'm gonna go. If you know what I'm gonna do, then you know. Okay, we've gone 12. I guess I'm doing this. Okay, another hard gym is coming up, I think. Let me just mark victory. Gotta Viper, then we got a Nano. Shit. Oh, there's no Pokemon that can learn Rain Dance, is there? Or like, that I can get, that I have right now? Shit. It's very scary. Oh yeah. Don't worry about that now. Alright, Route 13. Alright, it's either we get lucky or we don't get lucky. We do not get lucky. It's fine. We don't always meet the best Pokemon. I wanted a Discovery, but yeah. We make do. We make do. We You shouldn't do this, by the way, guys. Because you will accidentally kill a Pokemon. But I'm too confident and I'm too brain rot that right now. Route 14. Wait, this is Route 14. I could eat. This is okay. Route 14 can give us, I think, another water type. If I'm not wrong. Okay, we can get a Lotad. We already have a Lotad. A Seedot. We don't have a Seedot. Surskit, not that good. Swablu, not that good. Survival, not that good. But if we use a good fishing rod, we could get a Magikarp, a Barboach, a Magikarp, a Barboach, or a Godin. What we want is a Barboach. But there's no guarantee. Is he gonna give us? How do I get the Super Wall? Good rod. Good rod. Super rod is way too far.
You can start off by visiting Fuchsia City. And from the Pokemon Center,
This is
hop
fucking
over the
fiery and leaf green, Google. For fuck's sake. Okay, Route 18. Is this route 18? This is route 14. Fuck's sake. Okay, what did I get? I gotta loot that. And then loot that. Okay, what Pokemon do I get here? Wait, you're so weak. Fuck. Take this Great Ball. Okay, sure. You know, I never complain about these things. It is everyone talking now? We must hurry back, others. It's land of it. Make the earth. I don't know what is it will be of actually. You want to make the earth smaller. But like me personally, I don't give a shit. Okay. Okay, one. Okay. Thinking. How do we sweep? Not bad. Yeah, that's why you don't speed up. I almost lost my Makuhita there. Makuhita is great, I thought. Okay. Hi, Grandma. Is this orange berries? Oh, that's good. Only orange. We haven't got any good moves yet. Come on. We need you. Oh, oops. Yeah. Don't. This is why you exactly. I'll keep saying this. Don't do what I do. Jesus Christ! I almost keep losing fucking Pokemons. All right. You're probably okay. Mount Chimney. You have a normal, a Puchiana, and two normals, a Puchiana, and Zubat. I should send out a thing to go to Puchiana. I think. I'll go to normal, that might go to Zubat. Now, I think Punch-Up needs to learn. This is good. Yeah, I think this is good too. Okay. Wait, this is a maxi. Fuck, I did the wrong thing. Shit. Shit. Okay. Fuck's sake. Okay. It lowered my thing, right? Oh, well. Yeah, we'll go to fake out. We'll go fake out. Miss Punch-Up. Nice. At the end of flinch, and then we Vital Throw. Doesn't do much. It doesn't do much. We take that shit. We hit that shit. We kill that shit. Alright, next up is Crobat. Zubat. Okay, I think it's Zubat is physically weak, I think. So I think we outspeed. We outspeed. So we kill that. And then after that it's a camera, if I remember correctly. Yep. Ground fire. Shit. Can it kill? Fuck. No. It's gonna go for another one, so I can switch to pilot. Oh my god, that was so lucky. I think if it high rolled, I would have died. Fuck! Super potion. Yeah. Shit. It's not gonna crit. You have another super potion. Crit kills, doesn't it? I have to send him Henry. Here we go. We hit back. Oh my god. Okay. I I was prepared for another character. Jesus Christ. No, the website showed me wrong. Ooh, we made it out there live. Thing. Okay. And just get like a few lava cookies. Oh, I could have sold my run here. Hey, what Pokemon do I get? Unwrapped. Unwrapped. In the shop? Yeah. Okay. Personally, I don't like. What are you doing? Okay, and then. Okay. Huge. Okay, easy. No, 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 I'm not equipped, I'm not equipped. Yep. God, this gym. What would this gym have? It's gonna use Sunny Day, doesn't it? Redwood 13. Alright. Check it pals. Now bosses keys. We have like three fully evolved starters. So why? Okay, I need to plan ahead. This is planning more than my fucking future. Like, I'll need to up hit their solo. I need to up their solo's attack and speed EVs. Right. Grind fest begins. What do I even grind? Okay, a magic cup will give 1 speed of blue. I need an attack EV. Luciana is an attack EV. Okay.
As
Fine.
well. Are they all the same? No, there's Nosferatu, that's kind of cool. There's a beetle, I don't know which one. That guy's pogging directly at us. Alright, cool. Okay, hang on. How is this person walking? They have 2 right feet that point towards each other. That could be someone I know. It could also not be. I'm glad we've got all bases covered. Hello, I want to be in here. Thank you. Turn back. Yeah, the flashlight makes everything darker. Better flashlight? I'm not spending 77 US dollars on a better flashlight. How much is a robot? Is it $1? For like 100 of them? I can't remember. Anyway, I'm not spending 77 cents on improving a flashlight in my single-player Roblox horror experience. Take plank. This might be useful. Okay, now we've got a 2x4. We can beat the hell out of Elmira whenever we meet her. Oh, okay. Was that a FNAF noise? A palening of the skin and the darkening of the eyes observed on patient redacted of redacted elementary school. I don't know why they redacted that information. That seems like it's the most important. The chief doctor has declared the case to be top secret. Is it a house? Is this a lost episode of House MD? Parents have been told patient is deceased. My name is Elmira. Do not. Redacted, redacted. Can we talk about this? This must be the
You
key.
give this.
Oh, hi, I'm there. Huh.
You do give it.
Something scary is gonna happen with this door, I can tell it. I can tell. Oh, no, never mind, it was actually just progress. Is that a scary face? No, it's just strange lighting. Read note. Those whose eyes have not yet turned dark. I've been looking for, like, a collective name for my subscribers. Maybe it should be this. What's up, those who with eyes who have... No, I've already forgotten it. Never mind. Alright, I'm going into the screaming door now.
Hey, good.
I'm not certain what that was. I think she got me, though.
I
I was
don't know
worried
if it was
I died.
100%
Hang on, let me crank the
everything
volume up
in
again.
Magic, but
Damn!
end up getting.
Ooh. Alright, I'll see to that in a minute. I need... Oh, no. Okay, there's a wall here. Alright. This slip and slide is way too heavily lubricated. Help! Oh. Did I die? What? Elmira? Please wait. Alright, here we are. We're back. Stop trying to sell me a better flashlight. I'm not buying it. If you see them, run. This is the kind of image I send to people and I'm like, oh my god, it's us. In fact, I'm gonna do that right now. How do I take a screenshot here? Okay, there we go. Got a screenshot. This is us. She's gonna respond really quickly, and she's gonna agree. I'm not moving until she does. I'm taking a sip of my drink. You see? What is this from?
Elmira Roblox. Scariest game of all time. Yes, I am brave.
Ah. Hello. Was that Elmira? Or her friend? The portal is the only way out. I've been saying that for years. Oh, those squares look like picture frames? Alright, I saw this one. I would like to... Thank you. Oh, look at its scary little icon in the bottom. How frightening. Stop. I'm not buying the flashlight. Mallory? Hello, Mallory.
This photo's got a name on it too. Elmira.
I feel like there was a pattern that should have been here that is not. Cool, we're in the morgue. What is this body shape? Is this attainable? Alright, be seeing you. Elmira punched a hole in this wall.
This is really...
Why does every
I don't get how
Roblox horror game have a sewer? I mean, I guess they are important parts of life that often go neglected. A portal. It looks like my only way out of here.
But like, Jesus Christ, it's so boring.
Get help. I am not spending $149 US on getting help in Elmira, the video game. I know it's not actually $149, don't crucify me. This is feeling kind of Slendrina right now. What are you doing? Stop it. Okay, is this good or bad? I'm guessing that's bad. I'm guessing there's something behind me and I shouldn't look at it or go near it. I'm recording this when it's like... Oh, hello. She displaced me. No, I would not like to buy Faster Run in Elmira on Roblox. Did she kill me just so she can, like, sell something to me?
They give us poison so they can sell their cure.
And the cure is Faster Run in Elmira in Roblox. I was about to ask if poison is legal. It is. Just, not to give to someone. Hello. Well, thanks for the shortcut. Go into the very 70s piece of glass. This place looks strangely familiar. We were here, 19 minutes ago. Elmira was 16? Oh. Okay, I don't like that exclamation I just made. That's not a good look as a YouTuber, but there we go, we've done it. Elmira Chapter 1, finished. Stop trying to make me give you money, Elmira. You're not getting my money. Why is she doing the, big money salvia pose? Oh, never mind. Have infinite revives in the Chapter 3 boss fight. Ability to track the forest monster in... Wait, okay, I need to see the forest monster. I was gonna just stop there, but I need to see what that is. Yes, I'm brave, thank you, we've already established this. Alright, I don't need to be here for a long time, I just need to be here long enough to see the forest monster, and then I'm gonna call it. Oh shit, there they are! It's the Elmira brothers. Please just go directly into them. Okay, I'm back here. Sprint button R2 right trigger. Controls Xbox. Find a light source. Don't make me pay for it. If there's nothing behind this big rock, I'm gonna have a bad time. I'm having a bad time. Oh, wait, never mind. I found the Roso Subtoka skull. Is that what that says? Rozu Sutoka. Elmira, do you want a Rozu Sutoka skull? Lantern equip. Oh, oh, I don't think I... The portal seems to have
This is
closed,
your
but
first time in
hey,
Mob
are we not
History.
gonna... Okay.
Out comes
The
the
lightning
mob
bolt
for
that
some
just
reason.
struck me, the
That
fucking
is
nameless
considered
king
the
spawning in
public-
didn't register. That's
No.
fine.
I
Refill
could have gotten a
lantern. Oh,
Macho
it's-
Brace, but I didn't.
that's the Amnesia the Dark Descent noise.
That's... Yeah.
Yep. I love being able to recognize game assets. It makes me completely insufferable. Now, I just kind of stopped playing at some point because the game refused to progress past a certain stage, but I think you get the gist. It's another game like Dead Silence, which is very, very straightforward. And just like Dead Silence, it was a bit of a nostalgic experience for me. I also enjoy that I can add it to the list of Roblox games that blatantly steal audio from other games. I like the idea of one of these games targeting an incredibly specific audience to scare with some stolen assets. Like a monster spots you and then this plays. Someone watching this just had a visceral reaction to that. And that's why I make these videos. Next game. Alright, I'm not talking about this game for long. It pissed me off. Big time. It tried, several times, to sell me a flashlight in a dark horror game for real money. What's next? Selling the trigger in an FPS game? The wheels in a racing game? Life-saving medication at a hospital? What are you, insane? Okay, that might seem like an overreaction, but this rant is more in response to the excessive monetization that happens in a lot of these Roblox games, and I worry that Roblox players will come to accept this as the norm. It isn't. Yeah, sure, most of the time the purchases are for completely harmless things like aesthetic items or goofy multiplayer interactions, but good heavens, there's a lot of pay to win, or even simply pay to get the bare minimum options in what are largely short PvE games. That shit is not going on outside of Roblox and like horrible exploitative mobile games. The darkest dregs of soulless asset flip itch.io games don't even go near this territory. Please don't buy this stuff. I get that developers need to make money, but does it have to be like this? Sell some e-boy starter pack haircut skins for e-daters or something if you have to, not basic gameplay elements. God, I'm old. Anyway, I'm sure this game's fine, but I don't particularly care. Let's move on.
The camera plays.
Now this game is more like it, because the first thing I notice when I load in is that the lobby music is ripped straight from Conscript, one of my favorite horror games of recent years. I mean, as far as survival horror save room themes go, this has got to be among the best. Then we actually start the game. We wake up to find what I thought was a stalker character dead on our legs, but upon closer inspection, I see that he's actually a diamond dog from Metal Gear Solid 5. Then we get an objective, and the objective reminder sound effect is taken directly from Dark Souls, and I know I keep yapping about stolen assets, but there are two reasons I feel I need to mention it. Firstly, it's one of my only skills. Some people can jump high, some people can run fast, some people can get stable and fulfilling employment. I, on the other hand, can recognize video game assets relatively quickly. The other reason I bring it up is because I genuinely love it. Stuff like this is the closest thing we have in the modern day to pirate radio stations. And again, YouTubers use stolen assets all the time. The music in the background currently is stolen too. The Wild West never disappeared, baby. You just got used to the cowboys. But anyway, this is a game where you wake up in some kind of military compound to find that everyone around you is dead. And seeing that they were all quietly diamond dogs, we can assume that all of these corpses, and maybe even the villains, have names like Squeamish Jackalope, or Youthful Marmot, or Gaping Dragon, or some such. After looking around the military compound and the surrounding woods, we meet a guy that tells us there's a madman with a sledgehammer and gas mask going around doing everyone's nut in. Which, as I said, is a weird phrase if you're not accustomed to it. And his story tracks because everyone looks like they've been stung by an exotic bird. The guy also tells us that the villain is invincible, which explains why we never hear his name. Unfortunately, our expository bestie gets stolen through a window and swiftly delivered into the past tense. Naturally, being an empath, I quickly joined him. I'd be upset about being murdered, but I truly appreciate a man with a hammer. Longtime viewers of the channel will know that I have a taste for the fantasy archetype of human warrior who, despite lacking any magical skills or blessings, annihilates mages and demons and such. And a hammer-wielding serial killer that beats the shit out of armed soldiers is kind of the crime equivalent of that. But I only like it in fiction. Good lord, I find myself once again having to say that I do not condone murder or violence, and I'm not the Zodiac Killer. Please stop bringing it up. There's another t-shirt idea. Anyway, we're left to our own devices now and have to somehow escape the scary Hammerman and get help in a forest so dark that I can only describe it as quite dark. Playing solo is a bit odd. There's a lot of invisible walls and it's very difficult to tell where the villain is at any point, so I end up running into him many times. And it becomes a bit of a trial and error kind of deal, which does hurt the spookiness of it all. Tedium, confusion, and difficulty quite easily overshadow horror if not managed. I'd elaborate, but that's a topic for another day. Anyway, then we do some chores in a forest, like finding some keys, and then the villain loses a hand while trying to foolishly grab us through some elevator doors as we escape to the next level. That next level being substantially brighter, thankfully. One little puzzle later, we're told to collect my generators in a lovely little underground base while a new villain tries to stop us. We all know this formula well. While doing this, I find some lore that suggests that there's been some lab that needed to be blown up or caved in or inspected by an ombudsman or some such, and presumably that went wrong and led to whatever's going on here. And that is the first and last bit of lore I found. Or needed, to be frank. It was remarkably efficient. The guy in the power section made me jump quite a lot, as the footage probably shows, but that's because he's loud.
Jesus.
And as we know,
It's gonna...
loud is the second scariest thing there is, after red. After turning on all the generators, you amnesia the bunker your way back outside and arrive at a small village. Conveniently named Village. Once again, this is remarkably efficient writing.
Looking in
and we
the
meet a friend. His name is Dave. He asks us why we would want to find a radio tower in this situation where several villains are beating people to death with hammers. Dave, despite being potentially the last inhabitant of Village, isn't the brightest. Not to worry, he wasn't using that brain anyway. And to end the game, we walk down a road and decide to pick up a gun, finally, and shoot a man. This removes a good chunk of his torso, and that seems to earn us his respect. He politely leaves. The moral of the story? Don't get killed with hammers. While writing this section of the video, I came to the conclusion that all I've really done for Slaughter is just describe its events verbatim. I don't usually do that, but I think that means I'm getting tired and should end the video. Then again, summarizing things verbatim is, I believe, the exact definition of a video essay, so you're welcome for
I don't
this
need
high
Henry
art.
as
It
much
cost
anymore.
4 Robux to make.
I'll need my
Now,
puncher.
an overly long conclusion. Buckle in. Now, there's a lot to unpack about the topic of Roblox horror, and I'm not entirely sure of where to start. Mostly because the platform and what it offers is so massively varied. But if I was to condense my opinion, it'd be something like Roblox horror, good.
And Swallowed
Lots
can
of bad, lots of strange, lots of very basic, but lots of good. Way more than I expected. I was a fool as a young lad to dismiss it so easily. While I'm happy with the stuff I grew up with, this would have been a fun addition as well. I know that some people will think that by supporting a lot of these popular, accessible games, I'm just trying to pander to people or reject the more obscure and intellectual things. That's not true at all. If you've been around in this channel for long enough, you'll know that I'm quite a pretentious twat. I try to disguise it with jokes and shit, but underneath all of that, it's clear that I'm a pretty insufferable, chronic overanalyzer who will take any chance he can to put his unappealing art degree to use. And don't worry, that kind of content is coming back soon. But the reason I talk about Roblox games, developer games, and in the future stuff like FNAF and creepypastas is because I'm incredibly passionate about bridging the wholly artificial cultural gap between what we consider low art and high art. Things can be simple without being anti-intellectual. In fact, demanding top-notch excellence all the time is in itself dumb as fuck. It's a complete rejection of the long and complicated journey that people take as creators. For many developers, Roblox games are a starting point, like with Zeekers, who is now one of the most successful indie developers of this decade. For others, they're a way of gauging the popularity of ideas which they themselves can build on top of for the betterment of entire genres, like with rooms, doors, and pressure. And for others, it's a great way of introducing the masses to cool settings and ideas that may otherwise be left to niche communities, like with the Mimic and its folklore and Apeirophobia with the backrooms. Sure, stuff like the backrooms feels like it's been huge forever, but stuff like this is how that happens. Ideas exist in an ecosystem, and accessible platforms like Roblox are a perfect way of spreading awareness and interest. Now, naturally, because I'm talking about Roblox horror, a lot of the people watching this video will be on the younger side, and I want to address that side of the audience specifically now. Not in the scary Minecraft YouTuber sense, but rather with some genuine advice from someone who was once almost exactly where you are now. People try to make you grow up so fast. This has kind of always been the case in one way or another, but it's felt particularly grim on the internet. So much of modern culture is dictated by 20-somethings with a terrible combination of microphones and insecurity that tell us what is and isn't considered cringe. And it's very easy to get sucked in by these people because negativity is incredibly tempting. It's so easy to both produce and consume. So you might feel like you have to turn your back on the things you enjoy because these twats tell you it's cringe. Instead of naturally growing out of these tastes or simply keeping them into adulthood, you mold your preferences to fit into whatever narrow, flavor of the month, video essayable media they tell you to like instead. And eventually, you will reach a time when you realize that you were played. They exploited your insecurities so they could chase trends and make money. And by the time you've recognized that, you likely won't be a child anymore. And that formative time of your life that should have been spent exploring possibilities and opening your mind is gone, squandered in cynicism and shame rather than growth and joy. So don't let people dissuade you from the things you like. You don't need to justify why you like the things you like. It's great if you can, but you don't need to. Not to anyone. Conversely, don't get stuck in a cycle of familiarity. Let the things you enjoy pique your interest and lead to new things. So long as it's not like the hard drugs, then maybe reconsider. But yeah, challenge yourself sometimes. Try something new. Don't get stuck in a rut. I know that's easier said than done. I was stuck in a rut for a long time, but then I took a chance. I uploaded a few YouTube videos, and they were, just like a lot of Roblox horror games, terrible and cringe and largely unconsumable by most standards, but some people enjoyed them. Most of all, me. And yeah, I know I don't have a huge audience now, but that's not really the point. Instead, I can look back on my unappealing, clunky old shit and smile, because it led me here, to this unappealing, clunky new shit, which, for now, I prefer. And just by merit of existing, this channel has led to a lot of stuff in my life, both good and bad. It's been exciting, all because I tried something new. Right, that's the obligatory soapboxing section complete. Back to Roblox. I know the comments will be filled with people asking why I didn't cover insert game here in this video. I don't know what to tell you. There's a lot of games, so if you want me to make a follow-up to this, let me know what else I should cover. I'd like to look at some of the classic Roblox horror games from way back, as most of the ones I spoke about here are from the last couple of years. I bet there's some spectacular jank from the early 2010s and late 2000s. Also, feel free to recommend any bad Roblox horror games. I'm more than happy to have some fun with those in the future too. Frankly, I'm finding my own recent positivity sickening. And I know there's one question I'll get above all others.
Okay.
One question I've already had 100 times on my Granny video. Why didn't he talk about Piggy, the incredibly popular Granny-inspired Roblox game? Well, another YouTuber by the name of Aya owes you that Piggy video first, and I'm not getting in the way of that. Not again. Ever since I uploaded my Granny video, I've been getting various birds of prey circling my position at all times. It might be unrelated, but that's not a risk I'm willing to take. Do go and watch his Granny video. It's very good. And
Shit!
He covers
Oh my
a lot
god,
more than
I'm
I
so
do.
stupid.
But anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about.
I guess I
for
do
now.
remember
Thanks for
something.
watching.
It's like,
And
Are
also
you-
apologies
how?
for the long wait between videos. I turned evil, but I'm back to normal now ever since I got this comment. I'll see you all again soon. And I mean that this time. Have a good one. I too am in this episode.
everybody heal up. So now we rare candy to the max. Numbers first with overheat magnitude. Oh, they all have sunny day. Fuck. Okay, what I want to do is to bait out I'm gonna bait out sunny day on Torpo. We had bait out an overheat on Torpo. So I will have to kill some Pokemon. A Pokemon or two. It's fine. It doesn't have my runs doesn't have to be perfect to me. But it's good. I think my run like no deaths so far is good, but like for what I want, I think I should kill sack some Pokemon. It's just what I think is needed. I just forgot Psybeam because I keep speeding up. Oh my god, this is why you don't speed up, guys. Fine. Firefly is just there. There to die. Okay. Let's go. Mammals first. So. 4 times effective. Four times effective? Is it number? I don't know if I'm faster. I think. Yep. And then it will probably kill. Camera is scary. Yeah, or no study. Right. Oh, I need her to break through a track. Fuck. Yeah. I'm dead. I think I'm dead to an overheat. Is there something that I can switch into? Anorak. Overheat. Sun. How badly will I take it? $36. Okay. Huge. Okay. If I get a crit, that'll be huge. Fuck the sunlight. Yeah. Oh, this is huge. Alright. Wait, Torkoal blank set. Overheat will do 39. Okay. If it lowers. Okay, it's going for overheat now. I think. I like faded. I like faded. Wait. It's gonna set up the sun. I 100% know it's gonna set up the sun. Body slam? It's fine. Oh, we win! Oh my gosh.
This guy's head is huge. This guy
No
has
battle
crap
for
over
you.
head. Mambe the platinum Inatuber. Platinum? Does he have like a what? Other stream today, yeah. You know this tuber? I'm just gonna get information for everybody that's watching to monitor your account. She's a follower, she's a subscriber.
No death? Jesus. It's huge. I'm not gonna say anything right now. I think this is one of the best runs we've had. Definitely one of the best. Had a rebel.
It has a great single-player story campaign. I would say, like, the only criticism I have is that the smoking hot teacher is secretly a spooky big bum fanatic. What? Anyway, the only criticism I have for the story mode is that it's a little slow in the beginning, like chapters 1 through 3, I would say. Maybe chapters 1 through 2. But it's a little slow in the beginning, like you don't get to know a lot of soccer, but that's about it. Everything else is just like really stunning in terms of quality, animation, story. It's like a Saturday morning cartoon. It's very like juvenile, like as a Saturday morning cartoon. But it's cool, it's cute, and sports anime, amazing. Voices everywhere, good.
You might say this is wasting money. I'm just saying this is strategic. That's
This game story and gameplay. Right now,
You think?
like I'm really into the story, and I wanna finish it. And then I wanna build my team and build the Chronicle mode. Going for characters.
for now.
Okay, so he's been filming the football club. He's a stalker. He's a YouTuber. Yep. This guy's a YouTuber. Okay.
We can
It is for kids, but what most people don't expect is that the story.
take out with punch up if
It is.
darkness gets
There's a lot of common sports
Yeah.
and tropes that
this game might be actually really good. If I'm correct, this game actually might be like one of the most good things ever.
There are serious moments. It's just good. It's a Saturday morning cartoon. The title stream is hilarious. What's the title of my stream? I'm addicted to Nuzloke, love it, chapter 7, go, go, go. Yeah. I'm also making a full custom character team. Oh, he's joining my team? Wait, what? Wait, when did that happen? What? Anyway, custom character team? I don't think so. You make one custom character, and then you like draft from characters from all different
No way I survived that. And like, still haven't lost a Pokemon? Not trying to brag or anything. I'm gonna brag. So good. This team.
Chance of winning. We went back to school and dug up journals from a team that once used
So much. I'm gonna chop through.
replay where it was being. Back then, it was a striker back then. He wasn't a particularly exceptional player.
Oh, he could be like a sack. He could be the sack.
Way an average player.
He could, yeah, he could like might as well just die.
The forward's energy is one massive screen.
Daddy.
They did it together. How's that even possible? Not enough energy for a kitchen on your own? Just connect batteries in parallel, as it were. Does that even make sense? More or less. You get the gist of it. In other words, a kitchen for a new team like ours would be born from all of our combined strength. Full team fusion Keshin. Some of the weird names. By fusing and channeling the power each of us generates, we can amplify it. And if someone manages to unify it all, we might be able to bring forth the Keshin. And that's what makes me the least likely to pull that off. Associate your style is all about complementing others. You read the match, sync up with teammates, and guide them to success. That's where your real strength lies. No, I just can't do anything impressive on my own. All I'm good is for supporting others. Keshin, that's only for elite players. There's no way I can support. That's exactly why it has to be you. You understand everyone's strengths? You can bring out the best. Only you can unify everyone's power and use it to bring forth the Keshin. Well, how am I supposed to train this like that? Bro, he knows. Be sure to mention what special training the player underwent, which was he'd stand by the school gates each morning reading the energy flow of students arriving. Think I should try that? Nah, it won't work. You need to synchronize the whole team, not just 3 players. You need to find a place where masses of people gather. Yeah. The scramble crossing. Oh, that's why he was there. I thought they were just putting him in a stylish spot. That's why he was there. Bro's gonna stand in the middle of the screen. While everyone's crossing.
Let me check here. Alright, intimidate, that's intimidate, that's. Look at that. I haven't scared. I almost killed my entire plan, but like, not even scared. Fence? Breaking the fence. And do like KVS damage. I don't want to. Okay, I don't. Crit. Crit. Of course, it's a crit. Okay. Two crits. I. Fuck. Fuck, I should have prepared more. Okay, WWE. Put that one's fine.
So we're gonna go through this arc for everything, all the transformations, the fusion events, on the fly. Another strain. It's another one. Oh, boy. Her hair is crazy. It's been a while. Since then, crazy. So your storm is. Yeah, I used to play, but I kind of hit my limit.
Okay, this is gonna be the toughest battle yet.
I kind of overheard. Okay. You said the kids sometimes. Oh no. Yeah, but who's? You always fell on back then. That's because you put in the effort. You learned about people, not common ground, and tried to. If I had it, I'd never make friends. That's not it.
That'd be so good if you survive.
Sarah Melblom's character.
Like 100% sure you're not gonna survive. Eh, and it is on call. Okay, it's gonna set up on me, I think. Oh yes, on call, I didn't know. Already? Okay, it's gonna loaf around here. Then we can take out pure butterfly here. We can take out butterfly or I like that. Is he on? Take out. Lynched. Invited throw. It's gonna. He's in the healing range, right? He's not. Wait. Sweet. Right. That takes care of his most dangerous mon. Right, what's up next? Okay, Vigoroth. What does Vigoroth have? What? Vigoroth has Facade, Encore, Feint Attack, Slash. They survive a slash, crit slash. Okay. Oh my goodness. Bishop, the goat. Linoon. Last one, Linoon. Oh, he's. Telegram. Please don't sweep. Please don't sweep. Shit. Is mine faster? It has to be faster. Oh! Healed. Get a high roll, please, Henry. Shh. Thank you, Henry, for contributions.
Oh wait, Osama's wait, he's a coordinator? Platinum Pina 2 with
Guts? Guts! 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 Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I knew Guts would be worth it. Oh, you... Oh, I fucking hate you so much. But you give me the best move ever.
maybe this Shinano formation.
I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. I took out nearly half the Pokemon. That gym is so... Oh. That gym is so hard. But making it out that unscathed, as I thought I wouldn't be, I thought I would have lost so much more Pokemon. Thanks to that, I... Now I have space. What's next? Victory. Weather Institute. We have Bonona's Gym. Oh, he's scary. But I think I have it. One next time though. Yes. Oh my goodness. I never felt so knocked in my entire life. Oh my goodness.